So, it's really funny. This arc of Chainsaw Man thus far has been pretty much just 30 seconds of action for each chapter. Like, if this were an episode of an anime as an example, it feels like we're going through the events like the old filler episodes of One Piece. Just one sentence at a time. And for some, that's gonna be a deal breaker. For some, it's gonna be another incessant talking point. But for me, it's just another chapter where Fujimoto the GOAT draws this face. And to be honest, I'm willing to lie to myself for that face. You don't need truth when you got Chainsaw Man. All right, I'm gonna be real. I don't think we can do it. But I want to get this video to 450 likes. If we can do that, I will release a video next Tuesday to make up for the bi-weekly devil. Wait, he's back? What the fuck? All right, so this chapter was very simple in that we are just continuing the confrontation between Chainsaw Man, Yoru, and fake Chainsaw Man with a little bit of Fammy and falling in there for some spice. And when I say a little bit, I mean they weren't in this chapter at all. And this chapter's two sole purposes was to show the dynamic between Yoru and Denji, but as well, fake Chainsaw Man's power of devil combination? Listen, I don't know, man. I don't know what you'd call this, but the chapter is called Devil Combination, so it's either that or polymerization. And as I said prior, I think with this arc, you're going to see a lot of talking points going back and forth, conversations about how Tatsuki Fujimoto has ruined the pacing of Chainsaw Man Part 2, that he's just wasting our time and all that. But once again, I take a different perspective, which time and time again has proven to be the case. Fujimoto is not making a super basic shonen story. You really can't go into Chainsaw Man every week with expectations of big spectacles or even just like modern shonen motifs. The truth is Chainsaw Man is a little bit more complicated than that, though. Listen, I do understand people tuning out. I get it. It just makes sense. But enough of that. Let's dive into another fairly solid chapter of Chainsaw Man. It starts off picking up right after Denji asks Yoru to help him, and her response is just vile. I actually hate Yoru, but I also actually do kind of love her, so it's a little confusing, but right now, I don't like her. She literally says with eyes wide open with a psychopathic look, almost identical to Mahima's cold and dead stare, actually, which makes sense. I mean, just look at those eyes, and what she says with it is just genuinely psychopathic. Are you mad? Do you want to come at me? And just shoots her children at fake Chainsaw Man with a bong. And it seriously cannot be stated the kind of use Yoru has over her own power. What I mean by this is that not only is she able to fire from her hands basically just pure and raw energy like invisible bullets, but she can control the size of the blast, which is something I've been thinking about for a minute. But with Asa and Yoru being able to blast holes like this into buildings, the arms of people, and now this smaller blast, I mean, it just goes to show the potential of Yoru's children and how much control she has over these things. I just thought that was interesting. But even so, fake Chainsaw Man is able to dodge the blast, which makes sense because if he is fake Chainsaw Man, then he should have the inhumane agility of Chainsaw Man, and most of his other quirks and advantages. So we get this insane fight where a piece of rubble is launched in fake Saul's direction, which is a nice bit of teamwork, and leads to him cutting through it, only to be met with the reflection in the mirror, Chainsaw Man. He then slices off his arm in really, honestly, one of the coolest moments from this chapter. I still think that with all of the action in Chainsaw Man, MAPPA really does have a big task in front of them when they have to animate Part 2, because while Part 1 is very bombastic, Part 2's action is more about details and symbolism of said actions. But the best line of this chapter, outside of Yoru's initial line, which is just like, oh, cringe, eye-rolling, because, this is Yoru we're talking about, the lady who beat up her pillow in rage and had Katana Man's corpse land on her. What a loser. I never had that. Never had that happen to me. What a weirdo. Did you fake that disagreement to throw me off guard? Nope, this chick's just that nuts. And as Yoru, hearing all of this, chimes back in, she says, "It's getting cold. It's time to head home." Bro, this made me choke on my coffee while I was reading it. True story, true story. Like, I just can't get over the blatant, unabashed negative levels of shame from Yoru. She just does not care. And that brazenness is just... honestly, it's kind of hilarious because if not, I'd have to just cry. But I do need to stress that we shouldn't just stop at writing this off as comedy, as, after all, comedy is historically a medium in which it features intelligent commentary. I mean, look at George Carlin as an example. So comedy isn't just something for kids, right? I think this is Denji doing something rather smart here and is using Yoru, or could be potentially using her. After all, the next chapter could destroy this theory, but what if, since Denji has been fooled and hurt so many times by batshit crazy women, that he's using that to his advantage here? Since Denji knows Yoru is crazy and Asa is crazy just like every woman before, it wouldn't be too surprising to say that Denji knows where this is headed and is just going along with the flow. I mean, think about it. It's not like Denji doesn't have his agency here. The very fact he's asking Yoru for help is clearly not because he's her real puppy dog woo-woo. It's because he knows she can get stuff done and asks for help. I mean, it's just smart. If you have numbers, use them, especially against devils, because, well, of what's about to happen next. So we'll have to see, but I wouldn't be surprised if Denji from here on out is much more sly and sneaky about how he handles Yoru and Asa, but also the other devils as well. I mean, we'll just have to see. And finally, a moment that nearly rivals Dawn to Dawn in the sheer ridiculousness. I can't even speak the sheer ridiculousness factor of this moment. Yoru annihilates the Chainsaw Man devils only for fake Chainsaw Man to use his special and most secretest power in a moment that clearly mirrors Yoru's baby arms and another from part 1. I forget exactly what arc that was, but something similar happened there. Fake Chainsaw Man uses the Chainsaw Man devils to heal his own severed arms with a bit of a twist. The main reason he's doing this is as a gotcha, not a gotcha, but a gotcha, to Denji, who is trying to call his bluff on, well, pretty just him. Because remember, Denji doesn't kill innocent people. He's like Batman, but like cooler and dumber. So to be effective in this, he reverts their minds back into humans, and they all essentially beg for Chainsaw Man to save them. And to make matters worse, every time he swings an arm, it hurts the people that are attached. I mean, let's just call a spade, right? And really, what is a spade? Fake Chainsaw Man is hoping to mute Chainsaw Man in this fight, or at the very least, make him significantly less effective due to Denji having a heart of dog. But just like how Denji literally ate human tree people, which were definitely human, I think there is somehow, I don't know, mental gymnastics, I guess. I think there is a good chance Denji sees this and just cuts through them anyways. Yeah, he calls Fake Saw Man a scumbag at the end, but he should know that these are people turned into devils already. They're not really people any longer. Or are they? Because if they still are, if they're still people, does this not suggest that devils, in fact, turn back into humans? If this is true, how could this be achieved? If Fake Saw has this power, who else does? But this could also just be a red herring, because these humans are a part of his body, and he could possibly just be manipulating them because he controls their bodies. I think we will have to see, but who knows? Yoru may just blast them all away, and that will be that. Or Denji will just slay them anyways. We will have to see. So let me know below, what did you think about Chainsaw Man chapter 202? Do you hate it? Do you love it? And what are your theories after this chapter? As well, join my Discord. It's fun over there. I'll see you guys next Tuesday for another Chainsaw Man video, because I refuse to let the bi-weekly devil defeat me!